video game publishers making billions of pounds each year, the greedy bastards want all the money in the world, all the time. Not content with charging £70 a game, they try to sucker you into the shitty realm of microtransactions, battle passes, loot boxes, and of course, the shite live service games. And of course, when they fail, it's the hard-working devs whose heads are on the chopping block, not the execs. Game publishers are fucking stupid. They're sitting on some quality game licenses which, if they pulled their fingers out their arses, would make them a shit ton of money. I'm Ash from Player One, Press Start Gaming, and today I'm counting down the top 10 video game franchises that need a sequel. Just Cause is crying out for another instalment. There's nothing more satisfying than tying an enemy to a gas canister and watching it fly off into the air and explode. The over-the-top explosive action franchise has been sitting dormant for the last 7 years, with Just Cause 4 being the last outing. A new entry on modern day consoles and PCs with the power that they afford for all the destruction physics would be mind-blowing. Sadly, publisher Square Enix was more concerned about chasing the NFT, non-fuckable twats, craze down the rabbit hole, and work on Just Cause 5 was sadly cancelled a few years ago. Fucking morons. We could have had a co-op campaign, online multiplayer, and destruction on a whole new level. Here's hoping they resurrect the game further down the line. It deserves a new entry, and until then, patch a 60 FPS option into 3 and 4 for the Xbox and PlayStation. Go on, you know you want to. Whatever happens to the Unreal Tournament series? I'm not a massive fan of arena shooters, and I've got to admit I'd never played any of the Unreal Tournaments prior to 3. What a mistake that was. Unreal Tournament 3 was, and still is, a beast of an FPS. I've spent hours camped in front of the TV with my bro, playing this on the 360 split screen. The story is a bit naff, but it doesn't really need one. This is an arena shooter after all. What it did have were an amazing selection of brilliantly designed maps, some of the meatiest weapons I've seen that completely rip apart and obliterate your opponents, and a whole range of game modes that keep you glued to your screens for days. In a time where most people are either playing dodgy military shooters like COD, Battlefield, or rubbish battle royales like Fortnite with kids constantly and incessantly screaming about your mum, I think it's about time to bring back the good old times and get a new Unreal Tournament made. Sort it out, Epic. I'll even buy it on the Epic Store. Come on! Disney Speedstorm, Nickelodeon Kart Racers, and Garfield Kart Furious Racing. These are all examples of shite Mario Kart rip-offs. Absolutely awful they are. Seeing as Nintendo doesn't want to share Mario Kart with other platforms, that's all we've got. But it doesn't have to be though. Back in 2010, Bizarre Creations, creators of the amazing Project Gotham series, graced us with Blur. Not the Britpop legends, Blur the game. Mario Kart, but with Ford Focuses and Volkswagen Golfs. Set across some brilliant real-world locations, Blur scratched that Mario Kart itch that all of us Xbox and PlayStation players had been craving. Fast, tense, most importantly, fun gameplay. Blur was a breath of fresh air and was an amazing game. It even had a 2-player split-screen mode. Who remembers what they are? Sadly, the fuckers over at Activision acquired Bizarre Creations in 2007, and we all know what these arsehats do best. Yep, they closed Bizarre in 2011, so we never got a Blur 2. The licence is still there though, so everyone write a letter to Activision and ask those dicks to take a year off making that shite COD game and get cracking on Blur 2. And if you don't want to give us that, give us a remaster or make the first one backwards compatible. Come on, Activision, you fuckers. Vanquish. What an amazing, over-the-top roller coaster ride of an action shooter this is. Made by the always crazy bastards over at Platinum Games, Vanquish is just non-stop action from start to finish. The gameplay is slick, the graphics stylish, and the sliding mechanic is genuinely an innovative way of speeding through the level. A shit ton of great weapons and a slow down mechanic when things get too chaotic on screen, and they do a lot in this game. Vanquish is a game of yesteryear, a game sadly we see all too less of these days. Platinum Games, pull your finger out and give us a sequel, pretty please. I still play a lot of Split Second with my good old mate Ian on the 360 version, which is still playable via backwards compatibility, and the servers are still live, so it's a great game to waste a few hours on. There are not enough arcade races on console anymore, and by arcade races I don't mean Forza Horizon or Need for Speed, I mean games that look like they were created for an arcade. Split Second is all about destruction, blowing the shit out of the scenery to wipe out your opponents with the debris. It's completely over the top fun. There is a genuine sense of adrenaline and urgency as you chase down other racers and crush or blow them up with a power play move. Honestly, they're not going to make a number 2, and that is criminal to me. This is easily one of the best arcade races out there. It's still playable on PC and Xbox via backwards compat. So, if you've never played this, do yourself a favour, get on it right now, and trust me, you won't regret it. Dead Space Remake is, without doubt, one of the best games I played in 2023. Motive did a brilliant job recreating the atmosphere and tense nature which made the original game such an amazing experience. Honestly, they did an amazing job on this, slowly working your way through the USG Ishimura whilst constantly being hounded by the necromorphs is genuinely terrifying, especially if you've got a decent pair of headphones. So EA, when are we getting a Dead Space 4? Oh, well not are we, because you're EA, and if it's not the latest version of FC25 rebranded to FC26, or Madden 25 reskinned and retitled imaginatively Madden 26, you don't give a shite. So, no Dead Space 4, no Dead Space 2 remake either. Do the right thing here, you bunch of fuckwits. Sell the Dead Space licence to a developer that gives a shit, and then fuck off. Vin Diesel needs to call it a day now on the Fast and the Furious franchise. He's milked it to death now. Fuck it off, mate. Do the right thing. Vin, if you're watching this, mate, get your arse back over to Tygon Studios and get a new Riddick game sorted pronto. Escape from Butcher Bay on the OG Xbox is simply one of the best games I've ever played. Playing the titular Riddick, your aim is to escape the notorious Butcher Bay prison. Covering different gameplay mechanics including stealth, full-on FPS shooting, third-person platforming and a bartering system, this game just exudes atmosphere, and the production values for a game of 2004 is some of the best you'll see in a game from that era. Assault on Dark Athena was a decent follow-up as well. Vin, mate, with the tools available now, a new Riddick game would fucking kick ass, mate. Sort it out and make it happen, dude. Sleeping Dogs is just like an old John Woo action movie in video game form. Everything just screams hard-boiled to me, and the only thing missing is Chow Yun-fat. So, what we're talking about here is basically GTA set in Hong Kong, and you're a copper, not a criminal. This was an absolute blast to play back in the day. The fighting system was as deep and tactile as any of the Batman Arkham games, even using the surrounding scenery for some pretty funny and deadly finishing moves. The parkour system works brilliantly well, and it's a blast chasing the fleeing criminals through the back streets of Hong Kong. There's mini games galore, street racing, dojo training, upgrade skills, and the city of Hong Kong itself is stunningly realised. It's an amazing game and 100% deserves a sequel. Sadly, Square Enix owns the right to this, and as we all know, would rather sell you a digitised NFT Chocobo pic than make a sequel. Fuckers. EA are dumb. Completely fucking dumb if you ask me. Gamers have been crying out for a new Burnout for far too long now. Seriously, a new Burnout game would be a licence for EA to just print money. It would sell like hotcakes and keep the grubby EA execs and shareholders happy. What do they give us instead? Shitty Need for Speed games that are just shite. If you're gonna make a Need for Speed game, just give us a Most Wanted or Underground 2 remake. Burnout Paradise was the last entry into the franchise, and to be honest, I thought it was shite. Burnout Open World does not work, and taking the crash mode out was criminal. Crash parties with a load of lads sat on the sofa are some of my favourite gaming memories. EA, you are shite. A new Burnout on today's hardware would be mind-blowing. Everyone wants it. Failing that, just give us a Burnout Remastered Collection with everything at 4K, 60 frames per second, and I'll be happy. Cheers, EA. Half-Life 3, where are ya? Where are you hiding? 20 years after the events of Half-Life 2 and almost 18 years since the cliffhanger ending of Episode 2, we're still no closer to getting Half-Life 3. Half-Life 2 is hands down one of the best games ever made. The story, the setting, the characters, the weapons, well, one weapon in particular, the gravity gun, one of, if not, the best weapon in video game history. It's a game I've played through dozens of times, and I'm always amazed at just how epic in scope this game is. I seriously don't know what Valve are playing at with Half-Life 3. Yes, the new Half-Life 2 RTX demo showcasing what could be possible in future games is nice, but it's not what we're after, and it completely melts my PC. Valve, you've got a shit ton of cash from Steam, end the 20 years of hurt, and just give us what we want. Half-Life 3. Job done. And there you have my top 10 games that deserve a new entry. I can't see any of them being made because most of the publishers on this list are complete arseholes. But we can hope. A couple of games that didn't quite make the list but I'll give an honorary mention to: Left 4 Dead 3, a new Pilot Wings game, and a new Mercenaries game would be nice. What video games would you like to see sequels for? As always, let me know in the comments, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, Player One Press Start, for more great video game content, top 10 lists, movies and much more. Hope you've enjoyed the video guys, and thanks for watching. Till the next time, see ya!
Videos and I am alive.